COVID-19 vaccine candidates from Europe and China have shown promising results by inducing an antibody response in intermediate trial stages. The primary aim of these recently concluded trials, however, was to ensure that these jabs are safe for human use. But the big question is whether these vaccines can provide complete immunity and for how long. The Oxford University trial has been creating ripples in the internet since the study findings came out on Monday. Oxford's vaccine was made by genetically engineering a virus that causes common cold in chimpanzees. The virus was modified so as to mimic SARS-CoV-2. 1,077 volunteers were part of Oxford's trial, and all of them developed immune responses with varied doses. T-cell responses peaked within 14 days, while antibodies took 28 days. 98% of the volunteers developed an immune response with just one dose. Talking about side effects, scientists did, however, observe fever, headaches, and muscle pain among some volunteers, but there were no adverse effects that suggested an increased level of threat. China's CANSINO Biologics also published some encouraging results from its mid-stage study. CANSINO tested its jab on 508 volunteers in Wuhan, China. Their vaccine uses a modified common cold virus to carry proteins from SARS-CoV-2 into the human body. Study findings indicate that the vaccine induced a significant neutralizing antibody response to live SARS-CoV-2. Around 54% of the volunteers reported minor side effects. German vaccine maker BioNTech also posted similar results from their joint trial with US firm Pfizer. Around 60 volunteers were involved in BioNTech's trial, all of whom registered antibody and T-cell response. Mild to moderate side effects were observed after injection. In some cases, severe side effects and flu-like symptoms were also reported. Overall, the BioNTech vaccine too can be injected safely with manageable side effects. All three vaccines have passed their safety test, but their efficiency is yet to be determined. Phase 3 of clinical trials will involve thousands of volunteers at multiple centers. This is where these vaccine candidatures will truly be put to the test. For instance, will the vaccine work in the same way for all racial and ethnic groups? How many doses will be needed to induce the adequate immunity response, and how long will these antibodies remain in our body? And could these jabs induce serious side effects in vulnerable demographics? There are some of these questions that are yet to be answered. Oxford is looking to start their phase 3 trials in US, Brazil and India, places with a higher prevalence of COVID-19. China's CANSINO is having a hard time finding host nations for their trials, but their shot has already been cleared for military use in China. Germany's BioNTech will be starting phase 3 later this month with close to 30,000 candidates. Here's a report by our correspondent from London, Mandy Clark. Listen in.
Well, the big story here in the UK is about the Oxford vaccine, and it's splashed across all the major papers. The Independent has breakthrough vaccine could be ready by the end of the year, as the Oxford team reports a major step forward in fighting COVID. Now, the same theme is carried on the Daily Mail, a very popular tabloid, and that is vaccine for Christmas, and it points out that the jab does work in its headline. Another very popular tabloid, The Sun, Hope, Hope, Hooray is the headline, and they say drug can cut death rates by 80%. And then a slightly more measured tone from the Times that says scientists give hope of vaccine by the end of the year, and points out that Oxford University tests have passed a major milestone. So across the political landscape, whether it's a tabloid or a broadsheet, everyone here is putting their hope in fighting COVID through this vaccine. Mandy Clark, World is One, WION, London.